Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Preetha with 5 Minutes of Authenticity, coming to you from Swellcast as well as from your favorite podcast channels. My little talk is now a podcast on anywhere you find your podcasts. So do subscribe, and I drop an episode every week, as you know, if you've been following me. And I try to pick a topic every month. And this month, July, we are going to talk a little bit about overwhelm. And that the weight we carry is something that we have to acknowledge. Now, summertime is an interesting time. It is busy. It's supposed to be relaxing because children are out from school. But there's so much going on. It doesn't matter which part of the world you are. It seems like summertime with the kids at home, or even if you didn't have kids, there's an activity, a sense of activity going on everywhere. And what happens is, in that buzz, we get so drawn into it. Suddenly, we are a part of that whirlwind, and we feel like either we cannot focus, there is too much going on. We can feel a sense of being very drained, whether it's emotionally, mentally, sometimes physically, and we're pulled in various directions because of various commitments. Now, although I say this is during the summer, the sense of overwhelm can creep up on us at any time of the year. Sometimes it's during the holidays, whether it's during Christmas, if you are in one of the Western countries, or it can be during Diwali or Puja if you're in one of the my own country in India. The point is, the sense of overwhelm is usually the result of a lot of environmental factors that take a lot of our time, mentally, physically, emotionally, etc. So, what is important, friends, is to gently check in with yourself and ask yourself a very simple question. Have you felt like you're supposed to be on an on mode all the time when your body, your heart, your mind is seeking a pause? What causes you to feel that pausing is either synonymous with inactivity, laziness, or being unproductive? Please keep these two questions in mind as we go through the 4 episodes on overwhelm in July. Okay. What happens is when there's too much stimulus outside, our nervous system responds to it, right? It's either too much, too fast, too often, and there is what is called a sympathetic overload. And the decision-making part of our brain, which is the prefrontal cortex, gets hijacked, and we are in survival mode, going from one task to another, getting up in the morning, getting to work, taking care of commitments in between, running errands, picking up children, dropping children, helping out a friend, helping out a co-worker, taking care of community responsibilities, taking care of church responsibilities. It is something that our body and our minds get conditioned into, just going through the motions. And suddenly we are tired and we are exhausted. And all of the things that we thought were going to be fun is more like a chore. And so what is important to recognize is when we feel the sense of overwhelm, it isn't a personal failing. It is merely a signal. It is a signal. It is a point to create an awareness. And the moment you create awareness, what do? You acknowledge an issue and you tell yourself, okay, I am tired. And the moment you say you're tired, you have acknowledged the feeling, and your mind, your ears have heard it, your body has acknowledged it. And what do you do next? You probably want to sit down and take a breather, right? You can also say you're overwhelmed, and you tell yourself, okay, I am overwhelmed with all of this. And where am I overwhelmed? And what is going on with me? Where am I holding my tension? Am I able to sleep well? Am I having a constant headache? Does my back hurt? Do my hips hurt? We hold tension in our body, in our physical space, even though it may be emotional tension. What I'm asking you to do this week, friends, is to really acknowledge it. Acknowledge where your point of overwhelm is and ask yourself, am I in denial? Do I need a pause? And what is holding me back from taking the pause? And I will go back to that question again. Why do you think you are either unproductive, lazy, or inactive when you take a pause? Okay, take a deep breath. Pause when you need to. And next week, let's talk about what is the cost of staying in this constant cycle of overwhelm. What is the cost of this constant weight that we carry that makes us tired, but we are too scared to put it down? Why do we do it? What does it cost us? How can we work on making it a little bit lighter, a little bit easier, and maybe live our authenticity with a little more focus? All right. I will talk to you next week. Until then, thank you for listening. And like I said, do tune in on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcast. Subscribe, and I will drop a new episode every week. Thank you for listening. This is Preetha,